What if I told you that the way you wake up is silently shaping your entire life? The alarm rings. You reach for your phone. Before you even sit up, your mind is flooded. Notifications, emails, social media, the world's demands crashing down on you. You haven't even started the day, and already you're playing defense. Now, imagine a different reality. You wake up with clarity, purpose, and control. No distractions, no chaos, just you, deliberately setting the tone for the day ahead. This isn't about waking up earlier, it's about waking up with power. Because here's the truth. Every action you take in the first moments of your morning creates momentum. Successful people don't leave their mornings to chance. They don't wait to react to life. They shape it. And the Stoics, they mastered this art centuries ago. So, which version of yourself are you choosing each morning? The one who controls the day, or the one controlled by it? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll discover the 10 essential Stoic practices that will transform your mornings and ultimately your life. Let's begin. 1. Wake up with intention. Stop postponing your life. The alarm goes off. Your eyes open, but instead of getting up, you hesitate. The war begins. One voice in your head says, 5 more minutes won't hurt. Another whispers, get up now. Take control. But the first voice wins. You hit snooze. 5 more minutes become 10, then 20. And just like that, the day has already slipped out of your hands before it even started. Now think about this. What if I told you that how you wake up is a reflection of how you live? Every morning, you're making a choice to act or to delay, to lead or to react, to rise or to retreat. It's not just about waking up early. It's about proving to yourself first thing in the morning that you are in control of your own mind. A man once believed he was not a morning person. For years, he started his day in chaos, hitting snooze, rushing through breakfast, running late, feeling overwhelmed before even getting to work. His entire life felt out of control, until one day he made one simple change. He forced himself to get up the second his alarm rang. No negotiation, no excuses. It was painful at first, but then something shifted. He no longer started his days reacting. He started them leading. And that single shift, it transformed his career, his mindset, and his confidence. The problem isn't the snooze button, it's what it represents. Every time you delay waking up, you reinforce the habit of avoidance. You train yourself to prioritize comfort over progress. And this mindset doesn't just stay in the mornings, it seeps into every part of your life. How often have you postponed a difficult conversation, a hard workout, or a challenging goal because it felt uncomfortable? Stoicism teaches that true strength comes from doing what is necessary, not what is easy. Mornings are not an obligation, they are an opportunity. When you wake up early, you are waking up before the world demands anything from you. Before the notifications, before the emails, before the noise. This is your time to think, to prepare, to decide who you will be today. So, tomorrow morning, here's your challenge. The moment your alarm rings, rise. No debate, no hesitation. Take a deep breath and say to yourself, I own this day. Then stand up. Open the curtains, drink a glass of water, move your body. Start with intention, not reaction, and feel the shift in your energy. Epictetus once said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. So who do you want to be? Someone who delays or someone who acts? Because tomorrow morning when your alarm goes off, you won't just be making a decision about waking up. You'll be making a decision about the kind of person you choose to become. If you're ready, commit right now. Leave a comment. I will rise. Not just in the morning, but in life. 2. Memento Mori. Embrace the fragility of life. Tomorrow morning, your alarm will ring like it always does. But what if, by nightfall, you never hear it again? There's a day in your future when you will wake up for the last time, without knowing it's your last. The sun will rise, the world will continue as it always has, and you will assume you have more time, until you don't. A man once went to work in the morning, kissed his wife goodbye, and told his son he'd see him after school. On the way home, he suffered a sudden stroke. He never made it back. His to-do list for tomorrow was still sitting on his desk. His alarm clock was still set for 6 a.m. His life was still waiting for him, but he was gone. Most people avoid thinking about death, not because they fear dying, but because they fear realizing they haven't truly lived. The thought of time running out forces us to confront the truth. How many days have you wasted on things that don't matter? The Stoics understood this reality. Instead of fearing death, they embraced it as a wake-up call to live fully. Seneca once wrote, "You are afraid of dying, but come now, how is this life of yours anything but death?" If you wake up every morning just to repeat yesterday's routine, never pursuing what truly matters, then you are merely existing, not living. Memento Mori is not about fear, it's about clarity. When you accept that time is finite, you stop postponing happiness. You stop waiting for one day to take action. You stop letting small problems consume you. When you truly grasp that this moment is all you have, you start living with purpose. To the Stoics, Memento Mori was not just a philosophy, it was a practice. Roman generals returning victorious from battle would have a servant whisper in their ear, "Remember, you are mortal." They understood that power, success, and even life itself were fleeting. By embracing this truth, they remained grounded, humble, and driven to use their time wisely. Today, we can apply the same wisdom. Recognizing that everything is temporary allows us to let go of unnecessary stress, forgive faster, love deeper, and focus on what truly matters. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, before you do anything, look at yourself in the mirror and say, "One day I will die, but today I live." Then ask yourself, if this were my last sunrise, what would I do differently? Let that answer guide your entire day. There is a clock counting down the days of your life. The problem is, you can't see how much time is left. Today could be your last full day on this earth. Or maybe you have decades left. But the truth is the same. You will never know how much time remains until it's gone. So, what will you do with today? Leave a comment. I will live today as if it were my last, because one day it will be. And when that day comes, will you have truly lived? 3. Gratitude. Shift from scarcity to abundance. Imagine this. You wake up and the first thought in your mind is, "I didn't sleep enough," or "I have too much to do today." Without realizing it, you've already programmed your mind for stress, frustration, and dissatisfaction before even stepping out of bed. Now, what if instead your first thought was, "I am alive, I have another day, I have everything I need"? Most people spend their lives trapped in scarcity thinking, constantly focusing on what they lack, what went wrong, or what they still don't have. This mindset creates an endless cycle of dissatisfaction. You achieve one goal and instantly you start chasing the next. You buy something new and within days you're thinking about the next thing you need. But here's the truth. If you cannot find happiness in what you have now, you never will. A man once had everything: wealth, status, influence, yet he was never satisfied. Every victory felt empty, every achievement only left him craving more, until one day a life-threatening accident forced him to confront what he had been blind to. Lying in a hospital bed, unable to move, he realized the things he once took for granted: the ability to breathe, to walk, to hear the laughter of loved ones, were not small things. They were everything. From that day forward, he lived differently. He didn't need more. He had already won the lottery of life. He just hadn't been paying attention. The Stoics understood this deeply. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it is a discipline, a way of seeing the world. Epictetus once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Epictetus Discourses 1.17. True abundance is not measured by what you own, but by your ability to recognize the blessings already in front of you. So why does gratitude matter? Because your thoughts shape your reality. If you constantly focus on what's missing, you train your brain to see lack everywhere. If you focus on what's present, you start noticing how much you truly have. Studies in modern psychology confirm what the Stoics knew all along. Gratitude rewires your brain for resilience, optimism, and happiness. The more grateful you are, the less power stress and negativity have over you. Yet gratitude is often misunderstood. It's not about pretending life is perfect or ignoring struggles. The Stoics never denied hardship. They simply chose to see what was still good amidst the struggle. You don't need to wait for some grand moment to be grateful. There is always something, if you choose to see it. Here's the challenge. Tomorrow morning, before you pick up your phone, before you let the demands of the day take over, pause. Write down 3 things you are grateful for, not grand things, small, ordinary things. The warmth of your bed, the quiet of the morning, the fact that you woke up at all. Because when you train your mind to see what is already good, you stop chasing happiness and start living in it. Most people will go through today thinking about what they don't have. You won't. You will recognize what is already yours, and that single shift, it will change everything. So, what are you grateful for today? Leave a comment. I already have enough. Because when you realize that, you become truly free. 4. Set your daily intentions. Take control of your day. Most people wake up and let the day dictate their mood, their actions, and their thoughts. They check their phones first thing, react to emails, rush into their tasks, and before they know it, the day is over. Another day lost to distractions, obligations, and autopilot living. But what if, instead of being pulled by the chaos of life, you started the day with clarity? What if, before the world demands anything from you, you decide who you will be today? A man once struggled with anger. Every morning he promised himself he would stay calm. But as soon as he stepped into traffic, as soon as his boss sent an unreasonable request, as soon as something didn't go his way, his emotions took control. Until one day, he made a simple change. Instead of vaguely hoping to stay calm, he set an intention before his day began. No matter what happens today, I will respond with patience. That day, things went wrong, just like always. But for the first time, he had already decided how he would react. His mind was prepared before the battle even began. This is what the Stoics understood. You cannot control the external world, but you can always control your response to it. Epictetus put it simply, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Discourses 2.18. Most people make to-do lists. but they don't make to-be lists. They plan their tasks, but never define their character. They schedule meetings, but never decide how they will show up in those meetings. This is why even the most productive people often feel lost, because productivity without purpose is just busyness. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, before the world tries to pull you in different directions, pause, take a deep breath, and set an intention for your day. Not just what you will do, but who you will be. Instead of saying, "I have so much to do today," say, "I will handle today with calm and clarity." Instead of saying, "I hope people treat me well today," say, "I will treat others with patience and kindness no matter what." Instead of saying, "I hope nothing stressful happens today," say, "No matter what happens, I will not let external events disturb my inner peace." This simple shift changes everything. It prepares your mind for the inevitable challenges ahead. It turns reaction into intention, chaos into control, uncertainty into clarity. So, here's your challenge. Before your day starts, write down one clear intention, not a task, but a way of being. Will you be patient, focused, grateful, unshakable? Most people will go through today hoping they react well to life. You won't. You will decide before the first challenge even appears. Write it down. Who will you be today? Leave a comment. I choose to lead my day with intention. Because when you decide who you are, the world no longer decides for you. 5. Move your body. Strengthen your mind. You wake up. You check your phone. You sit down for breakfast. You sit in your car or on the train. You sit at your desk. You sit in front of the TV. And before you know it, an entire day has passed, and your body has barely moved. This is modern life, a world where movement has become optional. But what happens to a body that is never challenged? What happens to a mind that is never tested? It weakens. It becomes fragile. It loses its ability to endure discomfort. The Stoics understood that strength, both physical and mental, is not given, but built. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers and emperors of Rome, knew the connection between the body and the mind. He wrote, "The body should be treated rigorously, that it may not be disobedient to the mind." Meditations 1.6. He exercised daily, knowing that a disciplined body builds a disciplined mind. Take Theodore Roosevelt, for example. As a child, he was weak, constantly sick, and suffered from severe asthma. Doctors told him he would never live a normal life, but Roosevelt refused to accept that fate. He began training every morning, boxing, running, hiking, lifting weights, pushing his body beyond its limits. Over time, his physical transformation led to an even greater mental transformation. He developed the resilience, discipline, and endurance that would define his presidency. His ability to handle crises, lead with courage, and endure hardships all stemmed from his unwavering commitment to physical and mental strength. Imagine two people wake up in the morning. One rolls out of bed, sluggish and groggy, drags himself through the day, constantly distracted, lacking focus. The other starts with movement, stretching, running, breathing deeply, awakening every muscle. Which one do you think faces the day with clarity, energy, and control? You do not need to train like an athlete, but you do need to move. A short workout, a morning walk, a few push-ups, deep breathing. These are not just exercises for your body. They are a signal to your mind. I am awake. I am in control. I am preparing for the challenges ahead. Why does this matter? Because the modern world is full of comforts. Too much comfort makes us weak. The Stoics believed in voluntary discomfort, doing hard things, even when you don't have to, so that when life inevitably becomes difficult, you are ready. Physical discipline trains you to endure mental hardships. A weak body fuels a weak mind. A strong body fuels resilience, patience, and endurance. This is why Marcus Aurelius trained every day, not for vanity, not for sport, but for life itself. Tomorrow morning, before you sit, before you check your phone, move, stretch, breathe deeply, walk outside, feel your feet against the ground. Remind yourself that you are alive. Most people will go through today feeling sluggish, tired, and reactive. You won't. You will wake up your body, and in doing so, wake up your mind. So, here's your challenge. Pick one exercise and commit to doing it every morning. Running, yoga, deep breathing, push-ups, whatever works for you. Not for appearance, not for anyone else. But because a strong body creates an unshakable mind. Leave a comment. I train my body to strengthen my mind, because when you take control of your body, you take control of your life. 6. Meditate and reflect on a Stoic teaching. Before the chaos of the day begins, before the notifications flood your phone, before the world demands your attention, pause. Most people wake up and immediately react to life. They rush through their morning, letting their thoughts race from one worry to the next. Their mind is never still, never present, always consumed by the past or anxious about the future. But what if, instead of starting the day with noise, you started with silence? The Stoics understood that true power lies not in controlling the world, but in controlling your mind. Epictetus famously said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them." The Enchiridion 5. This means that it's not external events that cause our suffering, but our own thoughts and judgments about them. Think about the last time something small ruined your entire day. Maybe someone cut you off in traffic. Maybe a coworker made a careless comment. Maybe you woke up feeling off, and that single moment dictated everything that followed. But what if you had the ability to choose your response? This is what meditation gives you, the power to observe your mind instead of being controlled by it. It is not about emptying your thoughts. It is about noticing them without reacting. Take Marcus Aurelius, for example. As the Emperor of Rome, he had every excuse to be consumed by stress, power, and distractions. But instead, he started every morning in solitude, writing in his personal journal, reflecting on Stoic principles, grounding himself before facing the demands of the empire. His mornings belonged to him before the world could take them away. You don't need hours. 5 minutes is enough. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, before you jump into your tasks, sit in silence. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Observe your thoughts as if they belong to someone else. Notice them come and go, without judgment, without attachment. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer. Then open a Stoic text. Read a single quote, just one. Not to consume information, but to absorb wisdom. Ask yourself, what does this mean? How does this apply to my life? How will I embody this today? For example, if you read Epictetus's words, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them," you might remind yourself, nothing today can disturb my peace unless I allow it to. Most people will go through today reacting to every little inconvenience. You won't. You will carry a Stoic principle with you, guiding your thoughts, shaping your actions. Here's your challenge. Tomorrow morning, meditate for 5 minutes. Read one Stoic quote. Write it down and carry it with you throughout the day. Whenever stress, anger, or frustration arise, return to that quote. Let it anchor you. Leave a comment. I master my mind before the world controls it. Because when you control your thoughts, you control everything. 7. Amor Fati. Love your fate no matter what. Imagine waking up, pouring yourself a cup of coffee, and just as you take the first sip, you knock it over. The coffee spills onto your clothes. You're late. Your entire morning is ruined. Or is it? Most people would curse the situation, complain, and carry that frustration into the rest of their day. But what if instead you saw it differently? What if you embraced the moment, not just accepted it, but welcomed it? The Stoics had a name for this mindset: Amor Fati, love of fate. Not just tolerating what happens, but loving it. Marcus Aurelius put it best: the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Meditations 5.20. In other words, the obstacle is not blocking your path. It is your path. Think about that. Every challenge, every frustration, every unexpected twist in your life, it is not happening to you. It is happening for you. Take Thomas Edison, for example. One night a fire burned down his entire lab, destroying years of research and inventions. Instead of falling into despair, he simply said, "Thank goodness. All our mistakes were burned up. Now we can start fresh." That's Amor Fati in action. Most people resist life. They get angry when things don't go their way. They waste energy wishing things were different. But the Stoic embraces everything. Instead of saying, "Why is this happening to me?" they say, "How is this happening for me?" Tomorrow, something will go wrong. It always does. You'll spill your coffee. You'll hit traffic. Someone will say something that annoys you. That is your test. That is your training ground. When that moment comes, pause, take a breath, and remind yourself, Amor Fati. This is happening for a reason. If you lose a job, maybe it's a push towards something better. If you face rejection, maybe it's teaching you resilience. If life takes an unexpected turn, maybe it's guiding you somewhere you're meant to be. You don't have to like every event in your life, but you must see it as necessary. Everything that happens is shaping you if you let it. Here's your challenge. Today, when something frustrating happens, do not resist it. Instead, smile and say, Amor Fati. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this serve me? Most people will go through today fighting against reality. You won't. You will embrace it. And in doing so, you will find power where others find suffering. Leave a comment. I love my fate. Because when you stop resisting life, life stops resisting you. 8. Plan your day. Take control or be controlled. Imagine two people waking up in the morning. The first rolls out of bed, mind still foggy, checks their phone, and mindlessly scrolls through social media. They react to the day as it comes, putting out fires, answering emails, jumping from task to task, always busy but never in control. The second person wakes up, sits down with a pen and paper, and writes down 3 things they must accomplish today. They know exactly what matters. They don't waste time on trivial distractions. They move with purpose. By the end of the day, they don't feel drained. They feel fulfilled. Which person do you think is truly living? Marcus Aurelius gave us a simple truth. Do not waste time on what you might call an argument about what a good man should be. Be one. Meditations 10.16. Stop overthinking. Stop debating what matters. Decide, then act. Most people wander through their days without direction. They react to whatever happens, jumping from one thing to another, constantly busy but never productive. But the Stoics knew that without intentional action, life drifts away like a boat without a captain. If you don't plan your day, the world will plan it for you. Why is this so important? Because time is your most valuable resource. Every day you live is one day less you have. You cannot afford to spend it on meaningless distractions. A wasted day is a wasted life. The key to owning your day isn't to overload yourself with endless tasks. It's to focus on what truly matters. 3 essential tasks. That's all you need. Here's how to do it. Before your day begins, write down the 3 most important things you need to accomplish. Not 10, not 20, just 3. The things that, if completed, will make today a success. Make them specific. Instead of writing, "Work on my project," write, "Finish the first draft of my report." Clarity creates action. Prioritize them over everything else. No checking emails, no scrolling social media. If it's not on your list, it's not important. This is not about extreme productivity. It's about meaning. Your goal is not just to get things done, it's to get the right things done. Tomorrow morning, before you let the chaos of life take over, pause. Write down your 3 tasks. These are your compass, your guide. They keep you focused, grounded, and intentional. Most people will drift through today, distracted and scattered. You won't. You will move with purpose. Here's your challenge. Write down 3 essential things you will accomplish today. Just 3. Make them matter. Then make them happen. Leave a comment. I direct my day. I don't let my day direct me. Because when you take control of your time, you take control of your life. 9. Protect your mind. Guard your morning from negativity. You open your eyes, reach for your phone, and within seconds your mind is flooded. The latest crisis in the news, a demanding email from your boss, social media posts designed to make you feel inadequate. You haven't even left your bed, and yet your peace has already been hijacked. Most people wake up and immediately surrender their minds to external forces. They don't even realize it. But before they take their first sip of water, they've allowed stress, fear, and anxiety to take control of their day. And that's exactly why they feel exhausted before they've even begun. The Stoics understood that your mind is your most valuable possession, and you must protect it fiercely. Epictetus reminded us, we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. The Enchiridion 1. And yet most people hand over this choice to a screen, to the chaos of the world, to the emotions stirred by things they cannot control. Ask yourself, why should a stranger's bad news, a manipulative algorithm, or a work email dictate the mood of your morning? Here's the truth. Your morning is your foundation. Whatever enters your mind in those first moments will set the tone for your entire day. If you fill it with stress, distraction, and negativity, that is what will follow you. But if you start with clarity, focus, and peace, you become unshakable. Think about Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors of all time. Unlike most people who consume news first thing in the morning, Buffett deliberately avoids it. Instead, he spends time reading and thinking in silence. He knows that reacting to noise leads to impulsive decisions, while guarding his mind allows him to think with clarity. Now, imagine 2 people waking up. The first grabs their phone, scrolls through emails, checks the news, gets annoyed by a headline, compares themselves to someone on social media, and starts their day in a reactive state, already distracted, already drained. The second takes a deep breath, stretches, maybe drinks a glass of water, reads something meaningful, or simply sits in silence. They ease into the day with intention, not reaction. Which one do you think will be calmer, sharper, and more in control? You don't need to quit technology, but you must stop letting it control your mornings. Tomorrow, when you wake up, don't touch your phone for the first 30 minutes. No emails, no news, no social media. Instead, use that time for yourself. Stretch, breathe, journal, read. Start the day on your terms. Most people will wake up tomorrow and give their peace away. You won't. You will protect your mind like a fortress, and in doing so, you will own your day. Here's your challenge. For the next 30 minutes after waking up, stay away from your phone. Be present. Guard your mind. Leave a comment. I protect my mornings. I control my mind. Because when you master your mornings, you master your life. 10. Build discipline. Through small acts, master yourself before the world does. Most people believe that discipline is built through big moments, tough workouts, major decisions, or life-changing commitments. But the truth is, discipline is forged in the smallest, most ordinary actions. It's in the things you do when no one is watching. It's in how you start your day. Think about it. If you cannot control something as small as making your bed, how can you expect to control your mind in times of real challenge? The Stoics knew that self-mastery is not about grand gestures. It's about consistency. Seneca once wrote, "Well-being is attained little by little, and nevertheless is no little thing itself." Letters to Lucilius, 123.3. In other words, greatness is built, not in sudden bursts of effort, but in small, repeated actions. Take Jocko Willink, the former Navy SEAL and author of Discipline Equals Freedom. Every morning, he wakes up at 4:30 a.m. and posts a picture of his watch. Why? Because he knows that winning the morning means winning the day. He doesn't wait for motivation. He acts, no matter how he feels. Now, imagine two versions of yourself. One wakes up late, hits snooze 3 times, leaves the bed unmade, checks social media, and rushes out the door, already feeling behind. That version of you is reactive, unfocused, and easily swayed by distractions. The other wakes up, makes the bed, stretches, drinks water, and sets a small but meaningful action to complete before anything else. That version of you is deliberate, in control, and mentally sharp. Which version will handle stress better? Which version will stay focused? Which version will be unshaken by the chaos of the world? The small things matter because they shape who you become. Tomorrow morning, start with discipline. Make your bed. Not because it's important, but because you are training yourself to follow through. Organize your workspace. A clean space creates a clear mind. Stay off social media. The world can wait. Your discipline comes first. It's not about perfection. It's about consistency. The more small wins you stack, the stronger your willpower becomes. Over time, you will notice something incredible. What once felt like effort becomes effortless. Here's your challenge. Choose one small action and commit to it every morning, not just for a week, not just when you feel like it, every single day. Most people will go through life letting distractions dictate their actions. You won't. You will master the small things, and in doing so, you will master yourself. Leave a comment. I own my morning. I own my actions. Because when you master the details, you master your life. Every day you wake up with a choice. You can drift or you can take control. You can react or you can act. Most people will continue their lives on autopilot, letting distractions, emotions, and external pressures dictate their days. But not you, not anymore. You now understand what the Stoics knew centuries ago. The way you start your morning shapes everything that follows. It is in these first moments, these small intentional habits, that your discipline, mindset, and character are forged. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, they all faced challenges, pressures, and obstacles, but they didn't let the world decide their fate. They took control of what was theirs to control, themselves. And now, so will you. Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow morning, not rushing, not drowning in negativity, not losing yourself in distractions. Instead, you move with clarity. You start with gratitude. You build your strength. You read wisdom. You act with intention. And then, as life throws its challenges your way, you remain unshaken, because you have already won the morning. Most people will watch this video and forget. You won't. You will act, because you know that greatness is not built in a single day. It is built in the small choices you make over and over again. So, are you ready to take control? Leave a comment. I own my mornings. I own my life. Because when you commit to this, you commit to a life of purpose, resilience, and mastery. The choice is yours. What will you do tomorrow morning? If you found value in this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more powerful insights on Stoicism and personal growth.